Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back or welcome to my channel. It's me, Loco, and Minecraft Miraculous is back on the channel.
Finally!
Also, a little side note, if you do hear me a little different today, it's because I am recording a little bit sick. I was sick about 2 to 3 days ago, but I did want to release this video for y'all, so here it is. But I know you've all been looking forward to this, so let's just jump right into it. Starting off with one of the most important aspects of the mod, here we have the miracle boxes. So this mod actually includes the normal Chinese miracle box you all see, and then also the ladybug, but they also added some more miracle boxes that you can see. So obviously you have the cat, the butterfly, the fox, the bee, and the turtle. You also have the gramophone that Master Fu uses in the first few seasons, and then the sewing box that Marinette uses in season 4. And then I'll show you can do. So basically you have a password and you can put an item in, and then it's just in there. Then you need to put the password in to get it out, which could work with the miraculous or anything you want to store or hide away in your gramophone or your sewing box. And what I hid is actually one of the most important books you could have in this mod. This is the grimoire, and it's crafted like this. And basically what the grimoire does, it tells you all about all of the different miraculouses and what you can do in the mod. So the Ladybug Miraculous, how to craft it and everything, and what you could do, the powers. It's basically just a guide to the miraculouses in the mod, which I will be doing, so you can do this, you can use it in your own time. But I know that this was a very special tool when I was learning how to play with this mod because it was insane. But before we start off with the miraculouses, I did want to show you the Guardian Temple, and it's relevant to the miracle boxes, so let's just go there. Here we are at the Guardian Temple, which is a very nice structure. Also, side note, here are the 2 biomes that you can see. So here's the clover fields, which you can use to get the 4-leaf clover to craft the Ladybug Miraculous. And then the other biome that the mod adds is the Rem Forest, which adds a new type of tree and wood. So there's that. But now on to the temple. So basically the temple is surrounded almost all the way around. I do think there is a hole in the wall over here. Yes, there is, that you could go through, but obviously you could just break through any of the walls. Here, the first building, it has some loot, and you can see the senseis and the higher ups. There's different hierarchies to the monks. As we go up, we see we have loot in these barrels. Not much loot, but I mean, it's something. And then you can also get a grimoire if you find it close to spawn, which is very useful. And then here is some of the mod creators you have right here. And going back down. Okay, next building, we have basically a bakery of some sorts where you can cook camembert, believe it or not. Camembert. There is this secret barrel right here that has slightly better loot than the barrels out here, which just have some food and dies right here. Anyway, moving on. Here you have this big stone box. There should be some diamond blocks hidden in here, diamond ore. Yeah. Oh, there's netherite. So I mean, I have seen diamond ore in here, and obviously netherite now. So you do have a chance to get some pretty valuable ores if you dig through this. So I mean, it might be worth digging. And now we move on to the big temple. So you might have noticed that the Guardian Temple doesn't really have that good of loot. And as you go up here and you look through these barrels, there is nothing. So you're not going to find any good loot here, but it's better once you see what it offers. So here is the sensei, or the highest monk. I do forget what it's called, but you can ask, it asks you if you want to be a monk or not, and then you say yes, and then choose which path, and it just gives you different things. So I mean, I'm pretty sure this will give you an enchantment to be the guardian, maybe. I haven't looked too much into this, but it is worth exploring, and it does give you permanent buffs. So that's a nice aspect of the mod. But the true and one of the most important things you could do when you find this temple is this. So you will notice that this wood is different from the other floor. It's the spruce and then the dark oak. So what you'll realize is you can go under here and there's sand. So you don't think anything of it. You keep digging. Dead end. No, it's not a dead end. You keep digging through this. You'll find a chest full of loot. And then the miracle box. So if you didn't know, now you do. This is where you can find the miracle box. And then of course, if you want to take it to a different shape, let's do the fox. Drifting. It becomes the fox miracle box. Yeah, you could have any of these shapes that you choose. I mean, it doesn't really matter. And then you can't actually break it in survival. You do have to press pick up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this temple. It does have some little goodies like all of this gold and some other chests and barrels over here, the cauldrons. But yeah, that's the Guardian Temple. And now we can go back and show you some more. And by more, I mean showing you the next super important structure in the mod, the meteorite. Basically, what the meteorite is going to give you, it's going to give you the ingredients to craft meteorite dust, which is super important to craft miraculouses and to also repair them. Basically, right here is the meteorite block that you're seeing, going with some holes. And inside is some diamond blocks. Let me see if I can find some. Yep, there it is. It has a bunch of diamonds and some valuables that you can dig in there. You do need a diamond pickaxe to mine it. So maybe if you can break through the black stone and uncover some of the diamond ore, you can use that to craft a diamond pickaxe and then mine the meteorite. Yeah, you're going to need this to craft the miraculouses. So finding this is extremely important. Let's start off showing the miraculouses by starting with the most important one of the show, the Ladybug Miraculous. So what you guys are seeing here is right here is a red magical wisp. Right here is a ladybug. And down here is an Akuma. So basically, these are all going to have a part to play in the showcase. But right now I'm going to focus on some of the more minor things of the Ladybug Miraculous. And then I'm going to work my way up to the bigger things. So to start, let's start with the crafting recipe. Right here we have red magical dust, which you get from this little wisp right here. And these spawn in cherry groves at night. I do believe they also spawn in rem forests. I think I've played with the mod. Well, I have played with the mod and they do spawn there if I'm correct. The 4-leaf clover spawns in clover fields and it looks like this, different from the 3-leaf clover, which only have 3, like this one right here. But it should have this 4, and then this is the only one you can use, not the 3-leaf clover. The molten gold is actually a crafting recipe, which you put 3 gold ingots in a bucket, and then you smelt the bucket to get the molten gold. And then the rabbit's foot is obviously just killing a bunch of rabbits until it eventually drops. And by putting all of these in here, you can get the Ladybug Miraculous. Another thing you can also do is damage miraculouses. So basically, how you damage a miraculous is by either using the cataclysm from the cat miraculous, or by holding a miraculous in your offhand like this, and then getting a netherite pickaxe and right clicking, which damages it, as you can see in the bottom left. And what we can do with this is craft a repair potion, like we see Gabriel use with Dusu. Right here, you craft the repair potion, and it's for the Ladybug Miraculous. And what you do is you get the ladybug, the damaged Ladybug Miraculous in your offhand, and then the repair potion, you right click, and then you can click on the cracks and repair it with the yellow mixture. And just like that, it's repaired. Also, another thing I would like to show you, which, I didn't even know how to stop, was actually using the damage Miraculous is and what it does to you. So I'm gonna cut to actually showing what it does. So basically, the Broken Miraculous is just gonna be like the similar look, but just broken, I guess. So Tiki's gonna be the exact same. If we put it on, that is interesting. If we put Tiki on and then transform, you already see what's happening. I had blindness, I have slowness, I had poison, and it will happen periodically the more you have it on, especially if you detransform and keep doing it like this. Here's the poison. Transform again. Poison, blindness, weakness, slowness, all of the negative effects you can really get, and you will get them periodically every so often, and I haven't seen them stop. When I went to test these, they did not stop at all. So you will just continue to get poison, slowness, and blindness throughout everything. And even if you were to try and repair, there we go. See, look, it even says damage still, and I'm not even transformed, and I have slowness and blindness and poison, all of the bad stuff you get. And I don't know if I said it in the video before, but Tiki, no, I need to feed you. Okay. To, I guess, renounce your Miraculous, put the Kwame back in the Miraculous, you press your second power button while holding the Camouflage Miraculous, and then you can get it back. So right here we have the Broken Miraculous, and you can see I'm blind. And then we do the repair potion. So click on the cracks. We repair it. And then if we try it to transform, you see in a second that we will still get blindness and slowness and poison. Even if you do repair the Miraculous, you're gonna feel horrible. And even if you die and respawn, you will still feel like that. So in my most professional opinion, do not transform with the Broken Miraculous at all, because then you're just gonna be suffering the entire time you're playing. Yeah. That's incredibly annoying. But yeah, that was a nightmare to deal with, especially because I didn't know how to stop that. And I don't even know if you can. But yeah, we're just going to move on. So in this chest right here, we have a bunch of macaroons. Nastia's Miracle Stones actually adds a bunch of new foods and roleplay items. And these are one of them, the macaroons, which are Tiki's favorite food, of course. In here we have some of the Lucky Charms. I separated the vanilla Lucky Charms, so pickaxe, fishing rod, armor trim, shield, mace, a bunch of the normal Minecraft looking ones, and then here are like the more custom ones. So like a snorkel, which you can actually put on, some glasses you can put on, the big fat sword we see Ladybug villains use but never Ladybug use it. We see the paddle that Ladybug uses in the season 5 finale, and it has knockback 2 on it, which is knockback 3, which is even better. And then a ray gun, which is super cool. Ray. Oh. Yeah. And put this back. In here we have a bunch of the magical charms you can get, and I'll show you how to get them in just a second. So now that we have covered all of this, I can show you the suits. So actually, if you do /pref_nm, we can go into the preferences for the whole mod. So if we start off with the Ladybug, you can choose your camouflage. You can choose which weapon you want, like the normal yo-yo, a dark yo-yo, the chrono bug yo-yo, or even shady bug, whichever one you want. Then the suit. So they have a bunch of suits here. I personally like Mr. Bug. Mr. Bug is the OG for me. But there's Scarabella, there's normal Ladybug, Shady Bug, fan-made one like Glitch Bug, Scarlet Hood, Spot Bug. Like, there is genuinely so many. that they have to offer. Even when Ladybug switches or Shadybug switches, like this one, there's just a bunch of cool suits that they offer. I personally will stick with Mr. Bug. Oh no. They also have particles and sounds that you can do, and also choosing your name. I will not be choosing my name, but yeah. So that was, I mean, choosing your suits and all the suits they have to offer. I obviously didn't show all of them, but I mean, you can always explore for yourself. And then moving on to actually transforming. So right click, obviously, to get out the Kwame Tiki, and then you have to put the Miraculous in its slot over here, and it gives you luck 2. After that, you can click the Y button, which you will transform with. And here we go. So here's the suit, the Mr. Bug suit, of course. Nice and smooth. Very cool. Let's just start off with the yo-yo. So the yo-yo has so many functions. To start off with, it has just the swing option, which basically you are stuck the yo-yo until you let go, like that. And then it's like a zip line of sorts. Then if you shift and right click, you can change the yo-yo mode. So here's zip, which would be the normal yo-yo mode, like this one. And then another thing you can do is if you press your weapon key, which should be M, you can change into a yo-yo shield, which works exactly like the one in the show. Super cool. Then if you click your power 2 button with the yo-yo, you can go into the miracle box, of course, if you're a guardian. And then if you shift and click your power 2, you can purify Akumas. So if I let this Akuma out, I can purify it like so. And out came 2 butterflies, but it's purified. And then if I press button 2 again, and then for a second time and go inside, I can get the magical charm. So after you purify an Akuma, you can get the magical charm, of course. And then time to show the actual super cool power of Ladybug. Lucky charm. What did I get? I got a stick. Okay. But yeah, as you can see, my suit did change like Ladybug's in the show. And that is only because of when you get the advancement Hero of the Village, you can actually get the suit upgrade, and you can look at all of the information like that in your bug phone. So if you shift and then click your weapon button, you can open and then chat other Miraculous holders or just other players in the world. Then you can also get all of the information about the Miraculous and all of the powers. You can do this for all the Miraculouses. So if you missed something in this video, or if I missed something, you can read up on it here. So the Guardian suit upgrade, it says you need to complete Hero of the Village in order to do it. So protect a village from a raid. And then once you get that, you can get a Guardian suit and also get access to the box. You can look at yo-yo storage like this. Grow up right here. So growing up is actually a completely different thing. You also need to have the Hero of the Village advancement, and then cure a zombie villager, kill any monster, and also use Lucky Charm 100 times. So after all of that, you can finally grow up, which is crazy. But I mean, if you have dedication, I believe in you. And then on to the super cool Miraculous Ladybug. So it does actually have a little specific function. So if you do /Miraculous block for save, it'll save all of the blocks near you. So you do that before a fight, and then you can break a bunch of blocks and do a whole bunch of things like this. And then if you do Miraculous Ladybug, it'll fix all of it, which I think is super cool. And then the ladybugs follow your cursor, which is also another amazing aspect. I think that's all of the power summed up. Now I can show you one of the super cool details that they added into the mod. So if we detransform, we can go, oh yes, of course, feed Tiki. There you go. We can go in here and then pick a vest. I'm gonna pick blue, one of my favorite colors. And if you remember in the Miraculous World Paris, Ladybug wears this yellow vest right here and it transforms into a yellow version of Ladybug. So they actually added a similar version of this into the mod. So if I transform now, I'm gonna be blue. So I think this is an amazing detail that they added, and it works for all of them. I'll show you another one. Just feed Tiki. Put on another vest. Let's do this white one. And then transform. And you have the white and blue one, which I think is amazing. Very, very nice and clean. But yeah, that's all we have for the Ladybug Miraculous. Time for the Cat Miraculous. Ooh. And I'm back. I decided not to record sick anymore because I was not feeling good. But now we should be good and time to continue this video. So, right here we have the Cat Miraculous, and this is the green magical wisp with the green little particles and everything. Very cool. We use it in the new crafting recipe for the Miraculous. So you need a wither skeleton skull, molten gold, meteorite dust like always, and then you gunpowder, and then green magical dust. And then right here you have the Cat Miraculous. And then the next thing is the repairing potion. So right here we have our broken Miraculous, but first we need to make the potion. So right here we have cat whiskers, molten gold, and meteorite dust. And then here's the repair potion. And where you actually get the cat whiskers is by spawning in a cat and hitting them with the shears. Yeah, and here are your whiskers. So pretty simple to get, but I mean, you're hurting the poor cat. Poor kitty. Okay. There we go. I'll get that later. So right here, we get it in our offhand and then repair it. Boom. Can't see the other cracks. Okay, there we go. Wow. And then we have a nicely repaired Miraculous, which is down there. Okay. And now that everything is out of the way, let me grab some camembert and transform. Ooh. Where's he at? Where's Black? There he is. Oh, and how you craft the camembert actually is, so first you need to make milk whey, and that's with milk, brown mushroom, and sugar. And then with that, you smelt it. Of course, it'll be faster in a smoker, half the time. And then with that, you put it in the crafting table like that, and then you get camembert. Pretty simple. Anyways, let's transform. So get our Miraculous, and where's Black? 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 Oh, another thing that I don't think I showed in the Ladybug Miraculous, but if you press P and then press P again, you'll unhide your Kwame. So hide it and then hide it, or reveal it, I guess. So yeah, let's just transform. Ooh. And you'll see that we have a staff, which in first person, it looks like you don't have it, but that's just a bug. But here's your staff. And then if you right click it, you can throw it like a trident and it'll come back to you. Another thing is your cat phone. So right here, it'll tell you all about the cataclysm, miracle box access, different staff functions and everything. So do with that what you will. And then here is the messages. Anyways, let's go back and show you the next thing. So your shield right there. Pretty cool. And I like the sound too. Then we put it back. I think that is it for the normal functions. I know if you are holding the normal staff. Oh, look, there it is. You're holding the normal staff and then press your action button. Oh, well, it should open the miracle box, but it says I don't have it. Hold on. It's open. I have it right here. It's right there. Okay. Whatever. And it has more functions. So if you put it in your, oh no, wait, one more. If you want to attack from a farther range, you can use your second power button and extend the staff like this. So you'll have basically a huge sword to fight with. And then we move on to putting it in your offhand. So when you have it in your offhand and then use your second power button, it'll put it around and extend it so you can propel yourself forward. Amazing. Make sure you're looking in the direction you want to go and not down, because then you're just going to, yeah. Okay, and then we flip it around again, and actually let me do this. While we're up, flip it back, shift, and then do it, and then we have an umbrella. Yeah. So if you have your staff in the offhand and then you shift and you press your second action button, you can get an umbrella, and it gives you slow falling while you're falling too. So pretty nice, like so. That is it for the staff functions though. And let me go into survival, actually show you the cataclysm, because it is different in creative. So let's do it. Cataclysm. Ooh, that was a sick animation. Okay, so what I did want to show is that there are many different functions to the cataclysm. So if you want to break a whole stack of blocks, you can. You just hold it in your offhand, and then you press your action 1 while holding the cataclysm, and it'll destroy all of it right here. You can keep doing it, I think. No, you can only do it one time, but I can transform and show you again. But first, let's just cataclysm some of the floor. Yeah, look at that. And it'll spread a little bit too. There is also a mega cataclysm that you get when you grow up, so you would have to complete all the advancements that it gives you, and then you would also have to use the cataclysm 100 times to grow up. But yeah, that's the normal little cataclysm, and then after a while it'll run out and you won't have it anymore. And yeah, then we can detransform, and I will show you different things. So eat your camembert. Wow, he ate 3 plague. All right, cataclysm, and then if we hold the Ladybug Miraculous in our offhand and then cataclysm again, you can also break Miraculouses like this. So if you don't have access to a netherite pickaxe but you have the cat Miraculous, there you go. That's how you can damage other Miraculouses. And also show you, let me just break one more thing. Come here. Cataclysm. Hold this in our offhand and break it. Yeah. And it will turn into this cataclysmic dust. And if you have a Ladybug Miraculous holder and they do the Miraculous Ladybug, it will return back to normal. So there is that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the cat Miraculous. Just kidding, I forgot to show you all the suits and the weapon variations. So if we do /pref_nm, we can go into the cat Miraculous. We can look at camouflages. These are all the rings you could have. I chose this one. And the weapon, you can have different colored weapons too. And the suits. So right here is the normal Cat Noir from season 1, Lady Noir, Catwalker, Kitty Noir. Yeah, just a bunch of different Claw Noir. Yeah, just a bunch of different suits that are really cool, like this one, Cat Noir season 6, Techno Noir, a lot of fan made ones too, which I really enjoy, like this one. Yeah, very, very nice. And yeah, you can also click select your cataclysm shape. So if you want this one or just a different kind of cataclysm that it'll give you, then be my guest. But yeah, now we can move on to the Butterfly Miraculous. Time for one of the more exciting and complex Miraculouses. I think that the Butterfly and the Ladybug are the 2 more complex Miraculouses of the mod, but they're still really, really cool. So what you're seeing here is right here is the new butterfly block that they added in the roleplay side of the mod. Just like that one, they also added that one. And here is the purple magical wisp, which can be found in the end. So if you want the butterfly miraculous, you have to go to the end first. Moving on to the crafting recipe. So basically what we have here is you have the purple magical dust, the butterfly wings, which you get by killing a butterfly that spawns naturally, the molten gold, meteorite dust, and a hibiscus flower, which also spawns naturally throughout your world. And then you have the butterfly miraculous. And the repair potion is quite simple. Butterfly wings, which again you get from killing a butterfly, which I will show you in a second. And you get the repair potion. You take the butterfly in your offhand right here, fix crack, fix the crack, fix the crack, and there you have it. Butterfly miraculous is fixed. And Nuru does like eating hibiscus flowers, so keep that in mind. But let's transform. Get out Nuru. Ooh, there he is. And then let's put on our miraculous right there. You see it? And then we transform. Wow. So as you can see, I have the butterfly suit on, you know, just to not be evil. And yeah, so let's just go through the cane functions. So to start off, if you right click your cane, you have a little storage that you can put stuff in. Only one of something though. So I would recommend putting a butterfly in, which I will get out right here. So these are the butterflies. You can right click to let one go, and then of course you right click to get it back. Where'd it go? Oh, right click, and then you get it back. Which you can store in here, of course. There, that's what makes it easier. Another thing is you do have a cane sword. So this sword does a lot of damage compared to the normal cane. I'm pretty sure it does 13 attack damage, 15, even better. So yeah, there's your cane sword, and it does have a bug phone. Oh, and to get rid of your cane sword, you do have to just right click. And you do have a butterfly phone, which you have all of the info stuff here, which I recommend reading when you get your butterfly miraculous, because it is kind of complicated. And then of course the messages. So that is it for the cane functions. Other than, of course, access to the miracle box, which you shift and power 1. You can open your miracle box and put miraculous in there, which will show up right in here. So here it is. Very, very cool. And then we put it back. And now time for the Akuma functions. So as you can see, all of the mobs here can be akumatized. So of course, Iron Golem can be akumatized, Pillager, Enderman, all of these. And players can be akumatized too, which I will explain in a second. So if you don't have anything in your hand and you click your power 1 button, you will open this menu. So it has control Akuma, purify, remove, message, stress sense, and all of this stuff. So basically, stress sense, you will sense what emotions each mob that you can akumatize has. So there's 2 Endermen down there. But yeah, so basically this is happy, this is calm. I feel like that would be distraught, or it might just be sensing mobs, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because stress sense is probably a different thing. But yeah, mental projection, I personally haven't been able to figure out how to work, so I don't know how to explain it. But Akuma settings, basically, you can choose what stress level the player you want to akumatize is. I don't think this really works for mobs, so to speak, but here it is. It specifically says the player. And yeah, and if you press this and then go back, you can actually, it'll take you to the pref_nm thing that I've been showing, so you can choose your Akuma. I personally choose this one, and back, and might as well show you the camos. So here are the different camo miraculouses. I personally chose that one because I like red, but you can also choose your suit. So here's the butterfly suit, but you have Monarch, Hawkmoth, which I don't know why you'd choose, Monarch 2.0, different ones, Moth Lady,
all these cool. There's also the fan made ones, so the ones that have fan or fan made, they're still very, very nice. Like this one, they just added this one, and I really like how it looks, honestly. Violet Ripper, Ultraviolet, very, very cool suits. And you also have the weapon, so you could choose between these 4. And your Akuma mask, which will show during mental projection, if you can figure out how to do that. You can also choose what villains you can Akumatize, so stuff like that. The skins that are going to be shown, so you know how Ubiquity, Marinette had it, and Alia had it too. Or just different types of each one, like for different genders if you want. And particles, of course, sounds, all this cool stuff. Mental projection right here. So what Chrysalis does in season 6. All that cool stuff. So now that that's out of the way, I can show you how to make an Akuma. So basically what you do is you hold the butterfly and then you press your power 1 button, which will set them to Akumas. And I guess it sets all the butterflies you have in your inventory into Akumas. But really, these 2 are still butterflies, since you can see at the bottom. But yeah, to make a Mega Kuma too, you have to come in contact with a magical charm, which are over here. These are the magical charms, and if you have held one before and you get the advancement, you can make a Mega Kuma just by holding the Akuma and pressing your power 1 button again. So there we have the Mega Kuma, and if we let it go with a right click, you can see that it's has some cool particles, and it's going to go towards the nearest mob, but I guess it got confused. So what we can do here is we can, oh, is it gonna go? It's going. There we go. And there is our first akumatization, the villager right here. Very, very cool. It's sort of like an emerald guy.
What?
I don't know. It does have a name, and I'm pretty sure I can enable it somehow, like that. Emerald Knight. There we go. We can also, yeah, it teleports to you, basically like a pet, and you can remove the Akuma by specifically stating which one. So remove it from villager, and then you can control it. So basically, you will tell the Akuma where to go. So if we want, we can tell it to go to the Iron Golem. And here we are. Boom. Villaginator. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We can remove the Akuma again. Pillager's shooting me. But control. Let's do the pillager. Come on. It is a little iffy sometimes. I guess the control Akuma is a little weird, but it should work for the villager. Yeah, there we go. I feel like the villager has the best adaptability to... Oh, wow. I was going at it. Ooh. Nice. Thank you. Will you attack the Iron Golem? Oh. Wow, look at that. Very, very cool. But yeah, if you do get akumatized yourself, you can choose what type of villain you want. I'm not sure if I'll be able to akumatize myself. I've tried it before and it doesn't really work. So yeah, there's that. But if you do get akumatized yourself and you choose to accept it, you can choose whatever villain you want to be. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Butterfly Miraculous. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, time for the Kwami of Illusion. All right, so something to note here is that there is no magical wisp. There's no orange magical wisp right here. So instead, we have this illusioner that is in normal Minecraft, but right here it is reskinned. And there is also a structure for it. So if we go here, there is the structure. Very nice. In a dark oak forest, it spawns, and then it's just this little hut, like a witch's hut, but a little bigger. And let's go in. Oh, a bunch of spooky sounds. Here is a mini box. Actually, going to see. Grab it. What's inside? Nothing. Wow. Scamming you. But in here in the chest, you'll have a bunch of stuff. Chamomile tea, milk whey to make camembert, bucket of gold, some loot that pertains to the mod. And then around here, you should find the illusioner. I think I hear him, but I don't know where he is. And an allay. But the illusioner usually spawns right here, and you kill him to get the invisible cloak, or the illusioner's cloak. All right, now that we're back from the illusioner's hut, like I said, you can get the illusioner's cloak when killing this fellow right here. And we can see this from in here. And when we go to craft it, you use the illusionary scrap, my bad. And then the molten gold, molten meteorite dust, like always, foxtail, and sweet berries. By the way, the foxtail is, I guess, obtained when you kill foxes. So when you see them, I guess, slay the foxes, because that's the only way you're going to get it. And the repair potion too is by getting a foxtail with molten gold and meteorite dust, putting it in our offhand and repairing it. Oh, this one's very nice to see. Boom. Miraculous, repair yourself. Nice. All right, let's grab the sweet berries and transform. Wow. Okay, there's tricks right here. Let's transform. Oh, I forget. I have to put it on. And you get hero of the village. Cool. Here it is. And transform. Ooh, nice. Okay. So here I chose this costume and this flute. I don't think they go together, but I find them really cool. With the flute, you can, of course, throw it if you hold it, or if you shift and then you throw it, right click it. You can throw your flute. Ooh, that pig got lucky. Yes. Aha. All right. And other things that you could do with your flute, of course, is the power. So let's just move on to that. Right here, we have the menu. So you can do a whole bunch of things. You can write a message for the whole server. You could also make clones, blocks, sounds, particles, effects, a bunch of different things. So let's do a mob. Let's do a clone. And then let's also play the sound. Nice. And mirage. Boom. So right here, it does have, I guess, other player models, but they are not going to be your skin unless that is your skin. But here you can do clone controlling. So you can control your clones like this. You could also change a clone by, oh look, they updated to my skin. Wow. They've never done that before, so I guess it's a new thing in the mod. And one of the clones hit the illusioner's hut. Okay, as I was saying, you can control your clones as such. You can even switch between them if you use your second power button. And then you could also change places with the clone. So if you are all the way over here and then you click your first power button, you can switch places, which I think is really nice. Another thing, of course, that I forgot to mention, there is a Fox phone right here, and then you can message, of course, and then read about all the miraculous stuff that pertains to yours. It has this for every single miraculous. Like I said, I just wanted to show it. And then you could also, if you have it in your offhand and then you shift and right click, you have a telescope. So you could also hold control for a bigger zoom, and you can see like particles with the zoom, which is amazing. You can see super far. I actually did want to show you another mirage. So let's just pick one. Let's do a block. Maybe chest or no, stone wall, definitely. And play the sound, of course. Mirage. Boom. Here we have a stone wall. It is sort of like an entity, so if you hit it, it will move. You can walk through it, no problem. And it's sort of, this Mirage specifically could be more like for hidden bases or stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. You could also, something I didn't mention, is you can Mirage vanish, and of course it will delete all of your Mirages that you have. And yeah, now we can show you the suits. So pref_NM, of course. Some camouflages. Here is Alia's season 6 one, and Alia's before season 6, and also just a bunch of different ones that you can choose from. Here's the suits. Right here we have normal Rena Rouge, Rena Furtive, the other one, Rena Rouge season 6. We have a bunch of different suits that you can choose from. I like this one personally. You have these, Foxtrot, Vexoon, Volperina. A bunch of super nice suits that you can choose from. You can also choose between different transformation sounds or flute sounds. And yeah, that is going to be it for the Fox Miraculous.